Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20. Breaks free of the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40 midfield. 40, 30 in the coast. 20, 15. Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
Sorry, my mic was muted. What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this House Music Monday edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning. Like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. Watching us on our YouTube channel. Excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, guys. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Mobile app. Yeah. Listen, we have our own mobile app. So listen, go there, do us a favor, download Sports Zone Chicago's app. It doesn't matter where you get them from, whether it's iTunes or Google Play or Amazon or Walmart or Kmart or 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Woolworths, Weebolts, Gold Blast. It doesn't matter. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it. You take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, and not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to your television. Put it right there next to the big boys. Netflix, Hulu, Max, Prime, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Stars. Let's do it. It's there. Up on the screen. You can watch it on the big screen. Hell, run the big screen right, Vicky now. You can also tweet the show to us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. You want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Listen, we have a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or a mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my people, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So keep them coming, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock said, don't sing it, baby. Just bring it. Let's check the chat a little bit. Chat is jumping already. We're doing it and doing it and doing it well. Cornelius Squalls in the house. What up? What up? What up? Sports owners. Is the Bears coaching staff really going to ruin another quarterback? Yep. Question asked and answered. Rashawn Mall's in the house. What up? What's up on the House Music Monday morning? And still no direction for this Bears team. Very true, Mashawn. Very, very, very true. Livette Lee's in the house. Good morning, Mosh. Says happy House Music Monday. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, my man, Armando Emeterio. Lara Jr., he's in the house. Man, Junior, what's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. That, I can promise you. Listen, we got a great show for you. At 10 o'clock, we have Lester Wiltfong Jr. from Windy City Gridiron is going to join us. We're going to talk all things Bears with Lester. Excuse me. And get his take on yesterday, because I know many of us, all of us Bear fans, we're not happy. We were not happy at all. And there's a lot that needs to be done. There need to be changes up at Hallis Hall. Will there be? Probably not. Probably not. But there need to be. And, you know, that's the problem. That is the problem. When changes need to be made, our teams don't make them. The Bears don't make them. What they do is they just hold on. Okay, we'll wait to the end of the season. Well, there are a couple other teams who fired their head coaches already. Another team who fired their offensive coordinator already. Okay, and the Bears, for whatever reason, want to stay stuck in their set ways and not fire coaches middle of the season. I get it. It shows that you actually, it doesn't. Most people think that, you know what, when you fire a coach, it means the end of the season. No, because I forgot who was it recently that they fired the head coach. They went back, they went on a run and went on to make the playoffs in the last year or two. I can't remember the team, but maybe that happens. I don't know. There's more than enough qualified candidates to run this offense, this defense, this team. You could have Eric Washington as the head coach and a defensive coordinator. You could have Kerry Joseph. You could have Thomas Brown run the offense, one of those two. Okay, and we're good. Okay, we have competent people who've been in those positions before to do those things again. The vet says, "What's up, Shawn?" The vet. Shawn, Bears still have their stupid philosophy of not firing coaches during midseason. I get it. I understand. I don't agree with it. Believe you me, I get it. I get why they don't do that. I get why they don't do that. I understand it completely. I just don't agree with it. I just don't agree with it. Hightower, the special teams coach. Yeah, I don't know if I want to make him the head coach. I'd rather give Eric Washington that chance or that title if we do that. He's more well respected around the league. And I'm not saying that Hightower wouldn't be a good head coach. I'm not saying that at all. It's just me personally. I'd rather give it to a little more grizzled, seasoned vet. I don't know. And I could be wrong. James Ford's in the house. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Something's got to be done. Something has to be done. And I'll tell you what, it's beyond laughable. It's embarrassing. Do you know how many texts I got yesterday from my friends in Massachusetts? Remember, I went to Holy Cross out in Worcester, Massachusetts. And I had some people say, one of my friends was like, "Oh, take it easy on us. Don't embarrass us." I'm like, look, we're just trying to get a W. We ain't worried about embarrassing anybody. We're worried about getting a win. That's all we're doing. And at the end, I was like, see what I mean? And they were like, wow. Leo Factor's in the house. What's up, Papa? Good morning. Good to see you back. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You're damn right. You're damn right, Leo. Truer words were never spoken. And so what are they going to do? What is this organization going to do? They're in a pickle right now. They are in a pickle. They are in a pickle. And I don't know what this organization plans to do. The scary part is I have an idea of what they're going to do, but I don't know if it's what is actually going to transpire. All right, we remember we talked about Brad Biggs' report last week saying that Eberflus had a 5-year deal, which means after this season he has 2 years left on his deal. Are the Bears going to pay him for 2 more seasons while paying a new head coach? That's not their MO. That's not their MO. They have shied away from that. Wow. But desperate time call for desperate measures. And this may be the first time they have to do that. Right? Because here's the thing. If they were playing for him, I could say, okay, I could see that. But I think he's lost control. Okay, I think he's lost control of the locker room. And Kevin Byard sidestepped that question. Caleb Williams was asked that question point blank. He enthusiastically said no. A coach has not lost the locker. He believes in his coach, is what he said. I have not lost confidence in my head coach. I believe that was the exact term. But it seems like a lot of other people have. And let me tell you something. Yesterday when I went, so they got this new thing at Bears game, at Soldier Field. So the new security system they have is insane. Every single time you walk into the press room, you got to go through a scanner. So you have your, I'll get it. It's over there. You have your lanyard that they give you, has your picture on it. And on it, it has what parts of the field you're able to go or what areas you're able to access. So for the press box, so I went to walk in the press box, like, we need you to scan. I'm like, what do you mean scan? I'm like, oh, to scan your ID. I'm like, oh, okay. So I had to stand in front of the press box. It takes your face, and it also checks the QR code on your ID. One time I came in just kind of leaning my face in like this. It didn't get my QR code. Said, hey, welcome, Shawn, Sierra, Big Grant. I'm like, that's crazy when they got your AI, they got your face. But I digress. That's another story for another day. Soldier Field this year, why not do some things different at Hallis Hall? All right, at the top of the hour, at 10 o'clock, we're going to talk to my man Lester Wiltfong Jr. about this situation. I'm really pissy. I'm really, really, really pissy. And you know what? I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore. If people don't like me, oh well. I'm not going to bite my tongue. I'm going to say exactly how and about who I feel it toward. Okay, and on who I, you know what I mean? I'm tired. There's too much politics going on, and you know what? I'm not really worried about anyone whooping my ass. So, if I say someone that offends someone, oh well. This was the get right game. Remember I said it on Friday, this was the get right game. All right, and on Thursday, if you remember, I had to put it up 41 points, and everyone now, man, that made me look stupid. I thought they're going to revert back to what they did against Carolina, what they did against Jacksonville, and he's just lost. He's lost all, and I'm talking Shane Waldron, has lost all respect from Caleb. Many of you caught on the television, you heard he was looking at him, he was saying something and laughing, and Caleb was literally just ignored him. Didn't find funny whatever Shane Waldron found funny. Really didn't want to be there. Didn't want him around. You could tell. In the locker room yesterday, DJ Moore, I'm telling you, he cannot stand Caleb. In my personal opinion, we're gonna play a clip, and if you hear, if you hear, when I heard it live, I was like, oh, wow. He's taking a shot at Caleb. When I heard it live. I'm going to play that for you. And you determine for yourself. All right? They're asking him a lot of tough questions. This is the first time that he's really been asked a lot of tough questions. All right, he kind of looked, I forgot who the reporter was. He's kind of looked at him with his side eye like, you know, it's a tough time, but you know what? Bears fans, we're very passionate about our team. You know, we work hard for our money, and for us, for people to spend over $100 a ticket to go there, make it a all-day event, for people not to put in the requisite time and preparation is frustrating, especially when this history, and I can't even say this franchise has a history, because they don't. They don't have a storied history. They don't have a success. No, they have a storied history. They have a history. They don't have a successful history. They don't have a successful history. And the thing is that this ownership is stuck on the fact that they're the charter franchise and they don't want to do anything about it. That's their thing. You got to remember, this is their only source of income. All right? They don't have another. They're not into oil. They're not into gold. They're not into real estate. They're not into nothing. They're into the Bears. That's it. They don't have a storied history. Their grandfather and great-grandfather, Papa Bear Hellas, founded this team, or was the owner of this team, founded the NFL, and that's it. You talk about living up to his legacy. They did not. They do not live up to his legacy. They're the first team that invented the forward pass, and we still don't have a 4,000-yard passer. You know, I am frustrated. I'm livid. You know, you want to do, and my opinion of Ryan Poles has changed big time. It has changed big time. You know, and my son, you're a fool. He says George Halas is rolling in his damn grave. He is. You ain't lying. That this is a situation that what he started has become a national joke. The organization that he took to prominence, the charter franchise of the NFL, is a joke. Is the joke of the NFL. We talked about this situation before. We talked about this, the repeated cycle. Trubisky Fox got Trubisky in his last year. He fired him to bring in Matt Nagy. That didn't work out. They bring in Justin Fields. They fire Matt Nagy 1 year after having Justin Fields, and he goes to Matt Eberflus. Now, do they fire Matt Eberflus after this year and give Caleb his second head coach and system in 2 seasons? That's the way it's looking. The way it's looking. Excuse me. When you could have had this guy. The season before Jim Harbaugh's, the season after, first season after, or with Jim Harbaugh. Before he got there, the Niners were 6-10 in 2010. In 2011, they're 13-3 in Michigan. The season before he got there in 2014, they were 5-7, and he gets there in 2015, they're 10-3. The Chargers 5-12 beforehand, and right now they're 5-3 right now. I don't remember if they won yesterday or not this week. But again, here goes. Here goes a situation where I talked about it. General managers insist on being the golden boys. General managers in all sports, it seems like in all sports, got to be the guy. No longer is the head coach the most important person on the face of the earth. The Chargers won yesterday. They beat Tennessee, so they're 6-3 now. This is this whole thing where the general manager needs to be the most important person in the room. That started right around the time the Cubs grabbed Theo, and it's taken off ever since. In every sport, all sports, it doesn't matter. Baseball, football, basketball. You could have hired Harbaugh. You mean to tell me Harbaugh wouldn't have told him, hey, listen, you trade that pick, we're going to get some offensive linemen. I can win with Justin. I prepared against Justin for 2 years. This dude is a stud. Beat me twice at Michigan. Yeah, I'd love to have him. We're going to get some offensive linemen. You don't think he would have said that trade? So we're going to have, think of the haul they would have had. They would have had a couple first-round picks this year, a couple first-round picks next year, maybe a couple first-round picks in 2 years. They had a couple second-round picks this year, next year, maybe even 2 years later. Excuse me. But no, you don't want a coach who got more juice than you do. Why are the Bears continuing to go get rookie coaches? And I know they went and got John Fox. That might blow a hole in my theory, but John Fox was on his way out. I was hoping he could do what he did in his previous 2 stops, but he was at the end of his rope. And they're doing exactly the same thing the White Sox are doing. Going to get a young manager, a young coach that they can control. That the general manager has more pull than. And that's the problem. See, in business, you got to understand when you're not the smartest person in the room is a person who realizes there are smarter people than him or her, and they go hire them to work for them. That's the smartest person in the room. I get people who are more qualified, more knowledgeable on various aspects, and I get them to work for me. But that is gone by the wayside. General managers have to be the smartest people in the room. The most important people in the room. And it boggles my mind how a former offensive lineman, and Ian Cunningham, you're not gonna miss any of this heat either. You're the assistant general manager, and you're not gonna say. And everyone talked about in the Hard Knocks. Oh, our guy's gonna be there. Our guy was. So you're okay with the Romo Doomsday thing, but you're not okay with getting an offensive lineman in the first round. Our GM and our assistant GM are both former offensive linemen. How the hell do you not understand that that's how a team is built? How the hell do you not understand that is the formula for a winning team? How the hell do you not understand that is the way football works? The position that both of you played. How do you not understand that? Why? Because you're here again. Let me be the smartest guy in the room. Let me outthink people because I'm pretty smart. We're smart. When you had everything you needed here, except offensive linemen, go get the offensive linemen. Go build from the trenches outward. From the trenches outward. Shawn. Everywhere Harbaugh goes, he's built winners. Yes, he has. Took the Niners to the Super Bowl. And if it wasn't for a phenomenal pass in the end zone, he wins that game. Goes to Michigan. He didn't do much. Just took him to an undefeated national championship season last year. That's all. Running the ball. Jason, UK Bears, good morning, Papa, or good afternoon over there. Thank you for tuning in. Said, hey, Shawn and Bears fans, I don't know what to say. Just so bad. We are going to get crushed for the rest of the season, I fear. That is a very, very, very strong possibility. Very, very strong possibility, Jason. Cornelia Squalls, Pace undercut Fox by not telling him they were drafted Trubisky. Remember, what kind of, just to revisit that for a moment, what kind of relationship do you have when your GM doesn't even tell the head coach who you're picking? Junior says, look at how the Bears pulled the wool over everyone's eyes with Hard Knocks, with the making Eberflus look Hollywood and not swearing. That's a BS football, and that's BS. Football players swear. I know every other word is a swear. Yeah. This team had us all fooled, and it's embarrassing. We'll go into more depth. There's a lot more I got to say. Lester's going to be with us from 10 to 10:30, and then I'm going to kind of go on my rant at that particular point. But we're going to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we are going to get to top of the morning. I promise you. That'll be the first thing on the other side of the break, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
What about the offensive play calling? You guys, is it worth exploring?
No. I think Shane is fine, and then our coaches and just got to get more detail, and us as going out there and going to play and do the things that we are coaching.
Was it frustrating for you when you were winning your one-on-one battles and not seeing the football?
Of course. It's like when you go to camps, you do one-on-ones and you cook somebody, you don't get the ball, or it's just like a hurt feeling. But I mean, it's the National Football League.
DJ, what can be different this week in terms of the preparation? Because you guys have said similar stuff about the last couple of games. What needs to be different this week?
What needs to be different? Everybody gets held accountable throughout practice. Even if there's a little like a flinch or a false start, they got to come back, or if some detail with me or any of the other receivers is, we just got to run it back and get on that person.
Is that still not happening enough?
It's happening, but I think you got to take it to another level.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of me. On the locker room yesterday, able to get those clips. Yeah. Jason, UK, every other word for me last night was a swear. I hear you, bro. If I could have sworn in the press box, I would have been swearing too. I was swearing in my head. Leo says they've had 3 offseasons develop, build the O-line so far. The most talented O-line possibly looks like he's regressing. They're all right. Yes. You can argue Braxton, Tevin regress too. I won't say 3. And I know, but because you jump in, and here's the issue. You jump in, you're in the middle of recruiting. All right. You're in the middle of evaluation. So you don't have your guys. Right. My guy Mark Sadowski was one of the layovers that got fired after the draft that year, his first year here. Was it 22? Yeah. So you're stuck there with that one. So but you've had more than enough time. You had more than enough time to address this issue. And I understand offensive lineman selections are not sexy. You don't jump through the roof for them. Although back when they drafted Justin Fields and they drafted Tevinjenkins, they drafted Larry Borum, I was happy. I was very happy. It was me, Ken Davis. We were on with Phil Toshin. We were watching the draft together. And we were both excited about those draft picks. We haven't gone after any, but listen, you know what? I'll wait. I'll do my get off my lawn segment at 10:30. Because then I'm gonna really get myself fired up. I got word that they pushed back Eberflus's press conference. I wonder if that had anything to do with this morning, his phone call. He's interviewed every Monday by Cap and Hood in the morning. And he had a shaky connection with his cell phone. So the first time he said, we'll try and get a better connection. They get him back. And then they were asking him some tough questions, as they should. Really tough. And they're having some connections again. He was going in and out. And they try to reconnect with him again, and he didn't call back. So I wonder if that has anything to do with that. Cornelius says the problem with your line is coaching and play calling because no one has first-round picks at every O-line position. No, they don't, but you can get 3 first round picks. With all the draft picks that the Bears have had, you could do that. And I like Rome Odunze. And again, I digress. You guys, you know how we do the first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
The first top of the morning topic, you know where we're going. Going to continue with this nonsense. The Bears. The Bears fall to the New England Patriots at home 19-3. Caleb Williams, 16 of 30 for 120 yards and a 63.2 rating. He also carried the ball twice for 14 yards. DeAndre Swift, 16 carries for 59 yards. Keenan Allen, 4 catches, 44 yards. DJ Moore, 3 catches for 24 yards. Rome Odunze, 3 catches for 23 yards. And let me tell you something. Caleb was sacked 3 times. I'm sorry, 9 times. What did I say? 3? Why am I saying 3, weirdo? Caleb was sacked 9 times. 9 times. Your son's been absent from school 9 times, Mrs. Bueller. And you had 20 rushes. This game was not out of hand. You called. No, you didn't even call this because Caleb rushed twice. I think both of those were scrambles. So you rushed the ball 18 times. And what did I tell you? What did I say on Friday? They need to establish the run. They need to establish the run. And they rushed 18 times. DJ Moore had an end around, which is dumb. Rashawn Johnson had a carry for -4 yards. Caleb Williams ran 2, and DeAndre Swift had 16 carries for 59 yards for 3.7 yards a carry. Keenan Allen, 5 for 44. DJ Moore, 3 for 24. Rome Odunze, 3 for 23. That's not going to get it done. That is not going to get it done. If you saw the thumbnail, I think Steve did a phenomenal job with it. The concept, the idea. Just one or both gone now. Yeah. Anyway, the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks beat the Minnesota Wild 2-1 yesterday in overtime. Peter Mrazek stopped 32 of 33 shots. And let me tell you something. It was great to see Hawks winning finally. Great. It was great to see. I can't tell you. It was. I told you this is going to be a fun team, not necessarily a good team. Jason Dickinson, he lit the lamp for a second time of the year, and Philip Kurashev lit the lamp for the third time for the game winner in OT. And Seth Jones had the assist on Kurashev. Dickinson was unassisted. Big win for the Hawks yesterday at the United Center. And the next top of the morning topic, the Blackhawks don't play again until Thursday when they travel to Seattle to face the Kraken. Release the Kraken! Puck drop is at 9 o'clock Central Time. You can catch that game on CHSN, Chicago Sports Network, or listen to it on their flagship station, 720 a.m. Big win for the Hawks. It's good to see. I like the Hawks. I do. I really do. I just think that they're just young and they're still developing, and it's going to be a work in progress. Period. The next top of the morning topic, the Bulls The Bulls host the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight at the United Center. I'll be in the house. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 670 a.m. I'm looking forward to seeing the Bulls play in person. I want to see Matas Bucelis. I want to see Giddey. I want to see Vooch. I want to see Zach. I want to see the squad. I want to see Ayo. I want to see Kobe. I want to see the boys. I love basketball. I've been a big basketball fan my whole life. I was fortunate enough to work Andy Frame in high school. Got to watch all Bulls and Hawks game. Got to meet Michael, Scotty, and Horace's rookie year that I worked. 87, 88, the last time the NBA All-Star game. Well, it was here in Chicago a couple of years ago, but prior to that, the last time it was in 1988 when I was there and I worked it. Been a big basketball fan. Used to hoop outside. Played for St. Rita High School, freshman and sophomore teams. And like a lot of people in Chicago, we loved hooping, whether it's outside, whether it's in a gym and inside the Park District, outside on the playground. We love to hoop. So we'll be there. Oh, let's see. Junior said, I was super happy when the Bears drafted Covert. Yeah. He was a left tackle for Dan Marino at Pittsburgh. He was pretty damn good. Jason said, I don't know ball like you guys, but I just think when you're seeing your quarterback getting smashed in the first few drives, why the hell don't you change to max protect? Try something different. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing wrong with keeping a tight end in. All right, you can go 12 personnel. All right, keep one tight end to protect, one tight end in the route. So you have 3 people in the route. There's a lot of things you can do. They didn't. Cornelius Squall says, everyone in Chicago knew all those backups wouldn't be able to pass protect, so they should have had no choice but to run. That's what I was saying. Cornelius, you're right on point, Papa. You are right on point because, listen, even if you're a backup, chances are you're a much better run blocker than you are a pass protector. So why not give your backups confidence by running the ball and getting some successful plays under the belt? Those are confidence builders. But no. Plank's checking in. Good morning, Papa. How are you? He said, I'm super late. Good morning, Shawn. The sports owners, I'm so pissed. So no bear down this morning. No, we could bear down because we know what this team could be. But I hear you. If you don't want to, not personal, Papa. I feel you. It's frustrating. King Booker World checking in. Salute to the chat. Shawn, good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Planksta, King Booker World. We're getting more of the usual suspects checking in. But yeah, I'm excited about the Bulls game tonight. It's going to be fun. Having an outing with a buddy of mine. So he puts together these outings. We're going to be in the 300 level, which is fine. But it was only like $45. So it's $45. There's a pre-party at my buddy's spot at Output. Then we take a bus over. It's not too far. It's literally like not even half a mile. About a half a mile. All right, right down Wood Street. And they give us a bus to and from the United Center. King Booker World says, I don't want to hear shit except blank has been fired today. Good morning, sir. How do you really feel? Oh, man. Coming in hot. Oh, moving on. The next top of the morning topic. The first college football rankings were released. The top 5 are Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia, Miami, Texas. Well, that's going to change. That's going to change. And that's why you love college football so freaking much. That's going to change. That has changed. The AP. This is different. The AP and AP Top 25 was Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Indiana. How about them there apples? How about them there apples? Indiana? Mark Cuban's alma mater? Bobby, the home of Bobby Knight and Hoosier basketball? Indiana football is number 5 in the AP Top 25? What? What? This is unheard of. Indiana's 10-0. 10-0. And their next game is the 23rd, 2 weeks, at Ohio State, number 2. So now, here's the question. What if Ohio State loses? Do you dare? If you're a gambler, do you dare? I double dog dare you. Do you dare bet Indiana? Are they favorites? I don't know. Because Ohio State plays Northwestern this weekend, but they play them at Wrigley. What's the line going to be? What's the line going to be? There's some upsets like a Mother Hubbard boy. Alabama. Roll Tide. Georgia. Miami. All these teams that lost this weekend. Crazy, crazy, crazy. AP has Colorado at 18. I think Colorado's in. Colorado 7-2. I think they're. Let me double check where the college football playoffs have them at, because that's a whole different ball game. AP is one thing, but the college football playoffs rankings. Here we go. What are the latest college football ranking? Here we go. Let's just come out. Oh, this was through November 2nd. They still haven't given me. Where's the 9th? I want the 9th. So they got Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia, Miami, Texas. Yeah, Colorado's 20. No, there's too many teams. They don't have the upsets in here on this particular. Here we go. 21 hours ago. No, this is the AP. This is what I just read you. I have the AP. I want the college football playoff. I want the college football playoff rankings. Anyway. Oh, that's right. They don't release them every week. But I don't know if you've watched it. Man, college football has been so exciting. All these upsets. A couple teams. Man. Leo Factor said, I miss having a center like Noah who fought for every rebound. Vooch is too lethargic. I agree. You know, you got people like Joe Kim. You got he's battling. And that's what we care. That's what we want from our athletes. Fight. Compete. King Booker will say, I learned a long time ago not to let this team dictate my mood and days because they don't care about winning. They care about asses and seats and revenue. This is not a team built to win. They're built for bucks. Built for bucks. You may want to copyright that. Hashtag built for bucks. Cornelius Squalls, yes. Indiana? Really? Really? That's crazy. Yes, it is. Yeah. Shout outs, thoughts and prayers to you, Mondo. I know you had Junior. I know you had a some craziness going on. So my thoughts and prayers, buddy. Thoughts and prayers for you and the fam. Lester's going to join us in a minute. And yeah, Army now has the longest win streak at 13 games in a row. I hate Army. When I was at Holy Cross, we played them three out of my 4 years there, and we lost them every year. My first 3 years when we played under Coach Duffner, who actually was at Holy Cross this past weekend, which was crazy. He's a coach for the Dolphins, if I'm not mistaken, a linebacker coach. So you're just going to say go Army, right? When I said I hate Army, you're going to say go Army. That was the only team that beat us. We had 30 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. Those 2 losses were to Army. And if you remember my stories, football season, fall of 1989 was the last time I was ever intimidated on the football field. I remember it well. We stayed at Jersey. We stayed at the Hilton, this beautiful, beautiful hotel. We didn't fly anywhere because all of our places were close. I think the furthest was to like Lehigh or Lafayette in Pennsylvania. But the hotel that we stayed at was beautiful, all brick. I remember all mirror glass. It was a mirrored surface. It looked dope. It looked super duper dope. And I remember, taking a postcard home from there and then sending a postcard home to Mom. It was dope. And the dude, and we lost. I think they scored 42-21, I want to say, but they kept scoring. So that's 6 touchdowns plus the kickoff, the opening or second half kickoff. I don't remember which one it was. Jason UK said, I'm with you, Shawn. I'm ex-Air Force, so of course I just like the Army. Your reason is different than mine. Dude, this dude that was coming at me was a senior. He was like 6'1", 210. And he was a special teams guy. And he just came down. And at this point, I was 5'11", 195, maybe 200. I don't even know if I was 200 yet. And this dude kept coming down. He was my guy to block on kickoff return. Dude, he kicked my ass so bad. It was like the fourth or last one or the second to last kickoff return. I hit him low. I hit him in the thighs. I chopped him. Because he was kicking my ass. I was scared. I was like, damn, that was the last time I was ever intimidated on a football field. Because this dude had gone through 5 years, I don't know, of off-season training. He was 6'1", 210. I mean, he probably hand cleaned over 300, squatted over 5 or 6, between 5 and 6. But this dude was put together. And I hadn't gone through a off-season workout yet. They sent me one, but you do it, but you don't have the same intensity as if you're working out in the weight room with your people, with your teammates. Dude, he just whooped my ass. So the hell with Army. Anyway, I digress. I digress. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome my man Lester, Wiltfong Jr. We're going to talk all things Bears, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Bring it forth now. Run with that.
So you have to be real with yourselves. What is real right now?
We ain't moving the ball. 3 and outs are happening too many times, and we're getting 3rd and longs too many times.
Why do you think that's happening?
I don't know. We gotta go back and look.
Do you have to be concerned that this locker room is splintering?
No. You can't splinter. Can't go apart right now. When you're down, you just gotta come together.
Is it hard to have confidence in the game plans that you're getting when consistently they haven't resulted in positive results for you all?
You gotta stick with the game plan. You know, that's what we go out there and practice, and you gotta go out there and execute.
Was this stunning today to you to see this defense and walk out here with 3 points?
Yeah, a lot of man coverage. Got a lot of playmakers on the field that can beat man coverage, and we just didn't get it done today.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning at Sports Zone Chicago. That was key, was what he said. To me, that was huge, what he said. I'm going to ask my guest what he thinks. Guys, you've seen him before. He's a good friend of the program. He's the editor-in-chief over at Windy City Gridiron. You can find him on Twitter at Wiltfong Jr, Wiltfong Jr. Guys, let's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Lester Wiltfong Jr. Lester, what's up, Papa? How are you?
I'm doing good, Shawn. How about you?
Man, I'm hanging in there, Papa. I'm hanging in there. I was at the game yesterday, and in the locker room and just at the game, the overall feel was like it was an uneasy feel. There's a weird, you could just tell that there was in the air, there was something. Like Bears fans are waiting for the Bears to go off, or they're waiting for something really bad to happen to the Bears. It was nuts.
It's definitely a tipping point for the franchise, and everyone feels it apparently, except for the Bears, because we may get a coaching change as far as the play caller today, but Flus is still have a job. Nothing else is going to be done. It's it's just a here we are again, right? I mean, this is what we all feared, that they're going to draft a quarterback with the coach, and then the coach doesn't work out, and then they fire the coach in the offseason next year, and do it again. This franchise never learns from its mistakes, and it makes mistakes. This is it's just a cursed franchise, and it's cursed with their own stupidity. They just keep they keep doing things to themselves when there is a path, and they just refuse to take it.
They do, and I had this, and I put this on the screen, and this is it, man. Trubisky with Fox and Nagy, then Fields with Nagy and Eberflus, and now Caleb Williams with Eberflus and whoever. Here's Ben Johnson, but whoever the next head coach is going to be, they continue to do the things that they're doing.
It goes back further. Rex Grossman too. He had Dick Duran when he was drafted, Lovie Smith the next year. So it's a cycle, and it doesn't work. It never works out. The easiest path is draft a rookie quarterback, line everything up, preferably with an offensive minded head coach, so the scheme stays in place, for the duration of that rookie quarterback. Not the Bears. Bears don't want nothing to do with that.
So then this, obviously everyone's calling for Eberflus's job, and rightfully so. They're calling for Shane Waldron's job, and rightfully so. Where's the call for Ryan Poles' job? Because this falls at his feet as much as it falls on the lap, and we see everything Eberflus does and doesn't do. This falls on squarely in the lap of Ryan Poles. He's the one who hasn't gotten the protection for the quarterbacks. He's the one who didn't line it up. He's the one who wants to go get a injured guard out of Yale or tackle out of Yale, as opposed to going to get someone up from a Power 5 conference. He's the one that had one offensive lineman drafted in the first round who's seemingly regressed. Where's the vitriol for him?
Yeah, I mean, it's bubbling up a little bit. I mean, look, this is the Bears, right? So was Poles allowed to make a change? I mean, that's the big question mark. I mean, there was, Mark Trestman is the only head coach the Bears ever fired with 2 years left on his deal. The report came out last week that Flus has 3 years left on his deal last offseason. Maybe Warren wanted them gone. Maybe Poles wanted them gone. Maybe McCaskey said, wait, man, that guy's got 3 years left on his contract. Let's hold off a little bit here. I'll give you a new offensive staff. You guys can do that. But as far as wiping the slate clean, we just committed a lot of money to this Flus guy. He's so nice. Let's just roll with him and see what happens. Who knows? I mean, there have been varying reports. Some reports said Warren wanted Flus gone, and Poles talked him out of it. Okay. If that's the case, then why is Kevin Warren listening to the guy who works for him? So I don't know. There's just a disconnect somewhere. And unfortunately, with the Chicago Bears, that's the norm.
Disconnection. That is the norm with our Chicago Bears, and that's unfortunate. Speaking of that, there's a lot of disconnection with Caleb Williams and his wide receivers. And this is one of the things that I was really upset. I'm really upset about. All right. We were fed a bill of goods. They were fed us a bag of horse shit. All right. This guy's generational. This guy's the best quarterback prospect since the creation of the quarterback position, blah, 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 blah. Why can't he hit open receivers? Why can't he, why doesn't he go to his number one guy? There's so many things. Why he's holding the ball too long. All these things, all the criticisms they had for Justin last year. Now this guy's doing the same thing. And it's frustrating because there's a chance that they lose this guy as well. Because now he's probably going to get a second offensive coordinator. But your thoughts on Caleb, where he's playing at now, what his issues are, and can they be corrected with a new regime?
he's definitely different after the bye. I mean, he was playing pretty good. And look, those were some bad defenses he faced, right? Pre-bye. But these have been some bad defenses he's faced post-bye. I mean, the Cardinals, the Patriots, the Commanders were kind of up and coming, but they were still, generally speaking, a less than average defense, right? So, what's happened here? Hey, Caleb has thrown no picks, right, in the last few games. He's being safe with the football. I mean, is this being coached into him that safety with the ball is more important than trying to make a play? I mean, is he holding the ball too long? I mean, the check down thing, sometimes there's just no one there. But look, Caleb has regressed. He's missing open receivers. We saw, 3 or 4 times happen in the game yesterday against the Patriots. There's a timing issue. His footwork's not right. He's not. Look, if you're going to have routes run, right, a lot of those are supposed to be timed up with the drop of your quarterback. And that's not always happening. Caleb gets to the top of his drop, and his guys are still running his routes. That's fine if that's your second or third progression, but the first read guy somewhere should be an open guy when you get to the top of your drop. Maybe that's the receiver's fault. Maybe they're just not getting open. I don't know, man. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet, Roma Dunze. This is a pretty talented group of receivers here. DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. There's a lot of blame to go around, and definitely Caleb's not, he doesn't get a pass, but ultimately it's the offensive in the scheme and the play calling and the sequencing. And there's just something that's not working.
There are a few times the guys were joined by Lester Wiltfong Jr., editor-in-chief of Windy City Gridiron, talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. And I'm watching there yesterday, and there's a few plays where he hits the top of his drop, and as you said, the receivers are still en route, like not breaking down, and his footwork still has to get better. Okay, I think there again in coaching in football, there's a thing that says you're either coaching it or allowing it. Okay, and I don't like his dropbacks. He's still very casual with them. I think if he took full dropbacks, even in a shotgun situation, it might time up better. But the routes aren't matching. They're not being married. All right, you hit the top of the route. He's looking. Okay, my number one read is not even break it down yet. Let me go to number 2. Okay, he's in the middle. Let me go to I can't because now I got someone in my face. These are all things in Shane Waldron's things. These are all things that are Shane Waldron's fault because you got to marry these. Can this guy is this guy done as far as being play caller here in Chicago?
I mean, I would hope so. I mean, I think that's the logical thing. I mean, it came out this morning. Flus did his normal morning radio spot on ESPN, and he was asked directly if there's a change coming, and he didn't say there wasn't a change. He kind of said it was in the process of it. I'm not sure of his exact wording, but he kind of made it vague enough to where you would think something's on the way. So, I mean, his presser was pushed back to noon, so we'll know more this afternoon. I'm sure it'll break earlier, but yeah. I mean, what do you do? I mean, look, if you decide to strip him of his play calling duties, why not just get rid of him? I mean, like, what's the point of keeping him around? There's obviously something going on there. I mean, if you lose your role, there's a lack of respect for what you bring to the team. Get him out of the building. You know what I mean?
And that's your only role.
Yeah, you get him out of
You're not the quarterback coach. You're not the receiver coach. You're just a play coach.
Yeah.
Quarterback. You got a receiver coach. You got another guy. We have a passing game coordinator. We don't need you. And I'll tell you what, here's the thing that bugs me the most, Lester. I stood on the table, pounded my fist all offseason saying the best acquisition this offseason was Shane Waldron. Okay, what he did with Russell Wilson, what he did with Geno Smith, which is why I thought they were going to keep Justin because he's worked with veterans. Why was this thing able to be offense able to be turned around with Geno Smith and not Caleb Williams?
And that's the question, right? I mean, the Seahawks offense has regressed since Waldron has left, so it's like he was fine there. I just think it's like, did they give Caleb too much? Did they trust him too much with the keys early on, and they're just kind of let him kind of work through all these problems? I mean, if that's the case, that's something internally that only they know and that the players know. But when you have team captains coming out and criticizing what's going on, and when they're asked about the play calling and they kind of give non-answers, and it's like you can feel it bubbling up. You're there. You could feel what's happening at House Hall. There's something going on. The players won't come out and rip the coach. That's just not how the players are going to operate at this point. But man, it's something there. Something's bubbling. Something's got to change.
Something does, and it's really frustrating. Has Eberflus lost the locker room?
I mean, I don't think it's quite there yet, but it's getting there. I mean, when you're he's more of a player's guy, a rah-rah guy, right? He's got the nicknames. He's fun. He likes to have fun with the guys, and but he's also the defensive coordinator. He's scheming up the D, right? Hits philosophy. If these things aren't working, if you're not winning games, it doesn't matter how likable you are as a coach. At some point, they start questioning, this ain't the right guy for us. He's corny. The hits, get this hits crap out of here. It's not working for us. Yeah, it's a good mantra to have as a team to kind of help guide us. But we want some wins, right? I mean, at what point do the players tune them out? I'm sure some players have already done it. I mean, that's the human nature of things, right? If you're not winning games, and it's not working out, you just tune it out. You go through your job. You do what you have to do. DJ Moore, I mean, as much as he's a pro, he's been getting questioned quite a bit the last few weeks. His route running doesn't look the same. The whole thing where he stepped off the field last week, and he said it was an injury. I mean, whatever. That's what he's saying it was. You got to take him to his word. But, there's still some issues around this roster. The effort has to be questioned. The Hail Mary, man, that's one thing. But the late game sequencing leading up to it is another. Then the following week against Arizona, unprepared, outcoached. The worst thing about that game last week against the Cardinals is Flus was outcoached by his guy, right? I mean, Jonathan Gannon was under Flus. He learned from Flus. The teacher the pupil has surpassed the teacher. He kicked Flus's ass, a couple weeks ago. Then, of course, the Patriots, that's a bad team. You hear a lot of Bears fans, what's Shaquille do when he has so many injuries up front on the O-line? Drake May has injuries up front of the O-line. They got an undrafted free agent starting at one of the tackle spots. The other tackle's a new guy because they moved a tackle inside the guard because he had so many injuries. They're on their second center, so teams can scheme around O-line.
We can't hide behind the injury off O-line being injured excuse when other teams are making it work.
They make it work. The Bears aren't. And it's just that comes down to coaching in the scheme.
Crazy. I know there was one guy that I know. I forgot his name. He had this mantra. It didn't really make sense. He said coaching matters, and it's frustrating. Did Washington beat us twice? Do you think they beat us twice?
3 times, right? I mean,
I think you might be right.
I mean, there's a hangover, right? I mean, it's lingering. I mean, that the Bears should have came out against Arizona so ramped up, ready to put that game behind them, and they couldn't. They came out flat. They were unprepared. They were out coached from the jump, and they had no chance in that game. Okay, here we go. The next game, Patriots. Look, we got to put this behind us. We got 2 bad games, embarrassing losses in different fashions. Let's put it behind us. The Patriots kicked their ass. What are the Packers going to do next week? The Packers are a good team. The Bears are getting smoked by bad teams. Packers are good. Packers are coming off their bye. I'm not sure of Matt LaFleur's record off buys, but I'm guessing it's better than Flus's.
I know his record against the Bears is better than Flus's record against the Packers.
The Bears have lost 10 straight against the Packers, and the average margin of victory is like 12 points in those games. The closest the Bears have been in any of those games in the last 10 games, 7 points. They're getting beat by double figures. It's gonna be a slaughterhouse. It's gonna be terrible this week.
And that's the thing you talk about, and this is one of the reasons I think Coach Eberflus needs to go. One of the myriad of reasons he needs to go. People talk about Bill Belichick, all right, and how much of a jerk he was to the media, and he was. But his job, he didn't care about the media. He cared about his locker room. So when people asked him questions, I'm not answering that. We're on to next week. We're on to Minnesota. We're on to Cincinnati. We're on to Miami. We're on to this. In other words, I'm not going back. I think a big problem with what happened with Flus is that after the Hail Mary, we dealt with it all the way till Friday. Why? Because you don't have access to the coordinators until Thursday. So you get to talk to Shane Walters. Shane, what the hell was this about? Well, what? So you're really going back. You're waiting all day. So obviously Monday was the national joke. We were the national joke. Tuesday, their day off. More national joke. Wednesday, they get back to practice. We're still talking about it. Thursday, you get to the middle of your practice week, but we're still talking about Sunday because everyone wants to know about the Hail Mary, wants to know about the lack of protection about last week. And instead of nipping it in the bud and saying, I'm not answering any questions about last week, we're on to next week, they had to keep dealing with it. And I think that was one of the reasons why that Washington beat us twice. And I think they beat us three times. And that's a shame because there's no way. This was the gimme. These were the layups.
Yeah.
These were the layups. Lester, I said this team's going to finish 7-2 in these first 9 games.
Yeah.
And they should have. They even had a chance to go 8-1. Indy kept giving us the game. Indy's like, here, please take it. No, we don't want it. Here, please take it. No, we don't want it. Man. So do you think that they will go against the grain, go against their philosophy, and fire this guy mid-season?
I mean, we can only hope as Bears. I mean, look, like we talk about the Packers, right? Coming up. If the Packers win this game, 38-12 or whatever it's going to be, it's going to be bad. I mean, that's my guess. It's going to be bad. If the McCaskey family feels embarrassed again, if the players, I mean, again, the players are losing, man. That wears on you. You hear a lot about, that just beats you down. And it's like, who wants to go to work in a situation where you have no respect for the play caller or the head coach? I mean, these guys, they're professionals, but it's a bad work environment for them. If they're not winning games, they're not enjoying it. Football, it's their job, but it's also fun. It's something they're supposed to enjoy doing. And if they can't win games, they don't see a future. They see the rookie quarterback being broken. They see the offense is broken. National reporters are calling. I mean, they're calling for a coaching change. It's not just local. It's not just fans.
Right.
It's everyone. Everyone thinks the Bears are making a mistake by keeping Flus. He has blown how many games when he had it in the bag? There's at least 4, maybe 5 games where he had it in the fourth quarter and in the bag, right? Historic collapses. Like the odds of that happening are astronomical. And this guy finds a way to screw up everything. He's not a head coach. I mean, we have the data. He talked about in the press conference, we have the data where offense works sometimes. We have the data where the players are good sometimes. We just got to go back and look at the data. Well, the data says you're a shitty head coach, right? That's the data. That is the fact of the matter is you're not a good head coach. It's time to go.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Lester. And the loss that you had was the Denver game last year.
Yeah.
Or the Detroit game. Dude, you outplayed and beat them for 55 minutes. 55 minutes you beat this Detroit team, and you let them come back and win. And I think that was where he started losing. I think that was the game where he lost the most players. Because at that point, like, dude, we got it. How did we lose to this team? It's unfortunate. What about this offensive line? What do we do? Darnell Wright has regressed. I passed Tevinjenkins. Dude, when I listened in the locker room, I was standing next to Brad Biggs yesterday. And he was just like, are they ever going to open up this locker room today or what? It was a lot longer than normal. Because usually, like right after the game, like I stayed upstairs for a little bit before I went down. I was one of the last guys down into the locker room. And I was kind of walking because we have to walk. It's a long way around the bowels. I'm walking fast and like, oh shit, starting to sweat a little bit because I'm like, I want to get in there. They still hadn't been let in the locker room. And when we got in, Lester, dude, most of the players were gone.
Yeah.
As soon as they opened up, we saw players walking out. Tyreek Stevenson walked right past me as I walked in the door. Montez Sweat. I'm like, dude, you couldn't get there back to the line of scrimmage. I said, but you got out of this locker room fast as hell. I was like, dude, they don't want to be there. They don't want to be there. And it's frustrating. But talk about this offense. Talk about not just the offense, but the trenches in general. Montez Sweat is hurt. Billings is out. Man, when he went out last week with that pec, and then he got the surgery, I'm like, that's not a good thing. And then we got we got Amagaji, this is not Yale, buddy. This is a little different than Yale. Braxton Jones is out. Dude, what is it? What do we do with this offensive line? I mean, is there any offensive line store we can go get any quality offensive linemen? Because otherwise, this is going to get ugly. I'll tell you what, the Packers are going to stop pouring it on.
Yeah.
They're not going to stop. They might stop when it's 20 plus.
I think the only fix for this O-line is going to happen in the offseason. If Ryan Poles sticks around, he's going to look at this O-line and say, that's it. The rebuild has gone on long enough, and I haven't not really attacked this position. Look, he's made moves, right? Like he's drafted players. He's signed players. Nate Davis didn't work out. Ryan Bates, he that was his guy, right? He wanted him so bad, and he wasn't bad yesterday, in his first, real action, of the season,
but he got hurt early on. Bates.
Yeah, he got hurt again. So it's like, yeah, he's trying to make some moves here. They're just not the right moves. But I think this offseason, he's going to go out and he's probably going to pay the most money possible for a guard, a center. He's going to draft. I mean, he has to attack it, with everything. He has to say, that's it. We're gonna overcorrect this O-line issue we have here. And I think with Darnell Wright, I love this tape coming out. I think there's something going on with him this year. I think there's something, maybe a lingering issue. I mean, of course, he had the shoulder issue last year that kind of slowed him up a little bit. He was dinged up a little bit in the offseason. I mean, this is just me speculating. He does not look like the same player. And, you don't expect it to fall off from year one to year two. Year two is the year you get better. So I'm thinking there's something lingering there. Braxton Jones is solid. He is who he is. I mean, can you upgrade at left tackle? Yeah, sure you can. But there's a lot of guys worse, and we've seen him, in Chicago. So I think Braxton Jones will be fine. Tevinjenkins, unfortunate. He kind of got rolled up on and kind of twisted his ankle. He was in a boot after the game, maybe high ankle sprain. Who knows where that is? But, you can't pay him. I mean, he sees her all the time, unless he comes back on a really team-friendly deal with some incentives, possibly. But that's going to come down to him. Does he want to stay in Chicago, or is he chasing a paycheck? I mean, someone's going to offer him money because the potential's there. So I'm guessing he's gone. But, yeah, you got to pour a lot of assets into it in the offseason. This has got to be it. And like I said, that's if Poles stays. I mean, if Poles goes, who knows? Maybe they rebuild the whole thing and start over again.
Now you see exactly why David Montgomery chose the Lions over the Bears.
Oh yeah. There's guys like that in Chicago where they just want, they look for a better thing. A lot of Bears fans, why couldn't the Bears keep Montgomery? Why would he want to stay? You have a chance to go to a young up and coming team that was further along in their rebuild in Detroit. I mean, wouldn't you want to play for Dan Campbell?
Dude, he'd be a phenomenal coach.
I mean, we talk about how you have this old school meatball mentality, right? That's who he is. I mean, he's like
unapologetically. That's who he is.
It's the same thing with Flus. Flus has that. He's a little softer, right? But he still comes across like as old school kind of meatball. He's a defensive guy, but Campbell's getting results. If the Lions weren't winning, Campbell's act would wear thin on these players. Look, stop preaching the same BS to us. It's not working, but it's working. What he's preaching, the grit. The Lions fans, they're living up right now. Goff threw 5 picks last night. They still found a way to win that game. Still. And that's a Texans team that's pretty damn good too.
Yeah, it wasn't against the Carolina Panthers, dude. This is the Texans. This is CJ Stroud, the offensive rookie of the year, and this stud, the up and coming young quarterback. You know what I mean? And they still found a way to win. This guy. Everything leads toward this guy needs to go.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And the biggest things for me is, are the Bears willing to do that? All right. They don't like paying because he got 2 years left on his contract, according to Brad Biggs from last week. Are they going to do that? I don't know. I think they need to. And I think that's the only way to go. It's just, I don't know, bro. It is frustrating as Bear fans when we know what needs to be done and it's not being done. Hey, Lester, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it. Do me a favor. Let everyone know they can find you and your work online.
Hey, everything I write's at Windy City Gridiron. All my podcasts and video stuff's at Second City Gridiron. We got a show tonight at 6. So come join us for some more Bears therapy venting session.
Sounds good, buddy. We'll be in touch soon, man. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Anytime.
All righty. Guys, that's Lester Wiltfong Jr. from Windy City Gridiron. And I'm telling you, this is it. We're at a crossroads here. And I am. The problem is we got 8 games left. We don't have 3 or 4. We have 8. Do you make a move now There's still time to get stuff done, but there's no margin for error. None. You think the Boo Birds were bad yesterday? They were in the stands chanting "Fire Floose." One guy, they showed him on multiple networks and outlets, had the paper bag, the brown paper bag over his head, "Fire Floose." Do you think that's the embarrassing part for the McCaskies? That is all over, not just Chicago media, Chicago TV. That's over national outlets, nationally. And I think that embarrassment is what is the second most motivating factor for the McCaskies. Money is the first. But embarrassment and their perception by their peers is the second most important motivating factor for them, in my opinion. In my opinion, my humble opinion. I'm not happy, needless to say. And here's why I'm let's look at this whole situation. Let's look at it. Okay? Polls. And I know I went on a rant last week, but I'm going on another one this week. Okay? Who decided Waldron over Cliff Kingsbury? Remember when Cliff Kingsbury came and was being interviewed here? We thought for sure he's going to be the offensive coordinator. We thought for sure. Why? There were ties. Him, Caleb, last year. All right? Yeah, he wasn't the play caller, but he had a relationship with him. So who hired Waldron over Kingsbury? Polls. Who decided to keep Eberflus when multiple, I was one of them, multiple people said keep him. But a hell of a lot more people said fire him. If you're getting a new quarterback, fire him. Line it up, like Lester talked about. Line up your quarterback and your head coach. Who decided to keep him? Mental decision. He had 3 years left on his deal. Polls. Who decided to draft Caleb? Instead of trading down, getting picks. And if you wanted, you still could have got Jaden Daniels, who many people said was the best quarterback coming out of the draft. Now imagine, I was a Justin guy. I said stay with him. But if you wanted to go Jaden Daniels, imagine if you had hired Cliff Kingsbury and Jaden Daniels. Look what they're doing in Washington. Imagine what they'd be doing here with better receivers. He's got a nice little squad up in Washington. Over in Washington. He's got a nice little squad of receiving core. But it ain't DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet. That's for damn sure. Imagine that situation, that productivity here with extra draft picks. Probably a first rounder this year and next year and probably the year after. And some second round picks. This is the best quarterback in the last 20 years to come out. People would have paid a ransom for him. Couple of firsts, couple of seconds. So now we're going into this year with two first rounders, probably 2 second rounders. Next year, 2 first rounders, 2 second rounders. The following year, 2 first rounders and 2 second rounders. That's 6 draft picks in the first 2 rounds for the next 3 years. In the next 3 years, that's a lot of talent you can get. It's a lot of offensive line talent you can get. Polls. That was him. Who decided to go get Kieran Amagaji out of Yale? Plenty of other Power 5 tackles that could have been drafted. And he was hurt. Kieran Amagaji was hurt. We saw how long it took him to get on the field. You draft this guy? Why? Because you're trying to be the smartest guy in the room. Another GM. Another example of a GM trying to be the smartest guy in the room. I can fix it. We can coach him up. We can do this. No, how about you go get a dog and coach up a dog? Coach up a nasty Mother Hubbard who was nasty in college, nasty in high school, and coach him up. Who played at a Power 5 conference, SEC, Big Ten. At least give me someone who's played in the Big Ten or SEC. The level that you jump, he's not even a 1A talent player, FCS. So you're asking a 1AA guy to jump to the pros. And I'm not saying it can't be done, but he's hurt. He was hurt. And you still drafted him. Then he took a punter in the 4th round instead of an offensive lineman. Granted, I like Torrey Taylor and what he's done. He's been a huge help. Still ignored the offensive line. Why are you cutting corners on the offensive line when you're an former offensive lineman, your assistant GM is a former offensive lineman, and you understand that's how the NFL is built. That's how you win. What happened with the Chiefs when they got to the Super Bowl with Tom Brady and both of his tackles, both of Patrick Mahomes' tackles were hurt? They threw a shitload of money at the tackle position because if you can't protect your quarterback, it doesn't matter who the hell is back there. I'm not giving you some crazy conspiracy off the wall theory. This is fact. If you can't protect your quarterback, it doesn't matter who he is, he will not be productive. So let's not protect our most valuable. Let's not protect the best quarterback prospect in the last 20 years. Let's not protect him. Let's not go get him a stud off. Let's not go get him Joe Alt. Let's not go get him that. Let's not go get someone to protect his blind side. There's an old saying, your quarterback is your mortgage. That's why you pay him the most. Your second most important payment is your insurance. Insurance on the house. Your insurance on the house, on your franchise quarterback, is his blind side. So you go get a left tackle. You go get a stud that you don't have to worry about. You get a generational talent is what they call them. Generational talent. You're not going to protect him? Why wouldn't you protect him? You don't protect him by getting other weapons. That's not protecting him. Romadunde's not blocking a guy coming off the corner. Keenan Allen's not blocking a guy coming off the corner. Okay, and then you, along with a whole bunch of some of my colleagues, I say that with a grain of salt, you sold us a shitty bill of goods that Caleb is a guy. Well, if he's a guy, why the hell am I missing open receivers? Why the hell is he, if he's generational, why the hell doesn't he know how to throw specific types of passes in different specific types of? Why don't you know when you need a fastball? Why don't you know when you need to put some air under? Why don't you know when there needs to be a humpback line drive? Get it up and get it down. Why don't you know that? There's someone famous said we're chase greatness. What kind of greatness are we chasing? This person stood and pounded and said, why are you afraid of greatness? And I said, no, this guy's not great. He can be great. He's not generational. But we are sold by that guy, by everyone else, by a whole bunch of podcasters, by the media. You trashed Justin. You trashed him. You dragged him through the mud. And said, Caleb is a Messiah. Caleb is a savior. Caleb is this, best that. Oh, my God. He's already a top 15 quarterback before he took a snap, and look what he's doing. And I'm not talking about the routes not being married to his drop. I'm talking about missing DJ Moore wide open receivers. I'm talking putting a lot of air into the ball last week with Roma Dunze, and Roma Dunze had a damn near fair catch the ball. When if he threw it on the line, he could get it and possibly score a touchdown. He's done that to DJ twice. How about missing DJ Moore on a crossing route when it's a man? And you know it's man. You want a crossing route, but you throw a jump ball to Keenan Allen in the corner, where if you looked at DJ Moore, he skips into the end zone. Skips. He could have done the Ric Flair walk into the end zone if you hit him on that crosser, if you want it. What DJ Moore said, DJ Moore kept telling us last year, none of those guys are better than Justin. None of those guys are better than Justin. The fan base was yelling, we want Fields, we want Fields. And maybe Fields and Waldron work out better than Fields and Williams, since Waldron had worked with veteran quarterbacks before. Everyone talked about how it was Justin's fault. But now all the excuses that everyone wants to give for Caleb, those are good enough for Caleb, that he holds the ball too long, that he doesn't run when he should, that is not his reads, doesn't go through his progressions. All these things that everyone criticized and crucified Justin for, now it's him. Oh, but he's a second. He's never come into a situation like this before. I was guilty of that, because I thought he was generational. I never said Caleb couldn't play. Never said he wasn't good. All I said, we should have kept Justin. But if you're generational, why are you missing these open receivers? Why are you one-hopping the ball? Maybe when Justin last year said the coaching was the issue, the coaching was the issue. But everybody who want to jump in and say we're chasing greatness, he's the best, he's this, he's that. Oh, come on now, stop it. There are certain things. An open receiver is an open receiver. When you have a clean pocket, those are the ones he should be hitting. Now, if he hit all those open receivers and we're still doing this, I get it. Okay, this offense stinks. The play calling sucks. But there's also, you have to, we talked about when we want to blame Justin Fields, we want to blame the offensive coordinator, we want to blame the offensive line, we want to blame the receivers. When you want to blame Justin, okay, we want to blame the offensive coordinator, we want to blame the offensive line, we want to blame the receivers for dropping balls. When are you going to blame Caleb? Because Roma Dunze had a nice drop yesterday right through his hands. Right through his hands. But you also missed DJ Moore. You also overshot people. You also undershot people. And for God's sakes, run the goddamn ball. Scramble. And the thing about it was like, well, he keeps his eyes downfield, and that's great. No, sometimes you need to move the goddamn chains and make them have another play. That's the thing that bothers me. Oh, he keeps his eyes downfield all the time. Okay, good. But if there's no one open, run the ball, get the first down. Now what you're doing is you're tiring out this defense. You're wearing down this defense, having to chase you side to side to side, or chasing you up and down the field. And you get a first down. You think defenses like chasing a quarterback? You didn't like running after a guy? No. But you're going back and forth, and you're holding on to the ball. Back and forth and holding on to the ball. Stop holding on to the ball. Run the goddamn ball. Get up in there. Get the 6 yards we need. You just ran 50 going back and forth, keeping your eyes downfield. Guess what? No one's open. Get the first down yourself. Get the first down yourself. And everyone said, oh, this is why. This is a great. He keeps his eyes downfield. No, it's not. Not if you don't keep moving the chains. Not if we don't keep moving the goddamn chains. You run back and forth for what? Sack. If you're generational, why are you not hitting Cole Kmet? Cole Kmet had a career year last year. DJ Moore had a career year last year. Darnell Mooney suffered in the process. But I'm okay with DJ Moore and Cole Kmet having career years last year. Why did you not? Someone must have said something to him on the sideline for him to throw it to DJ Moore, to Cole Kmet 3 times, and that was it. Someone said, hit your tight end. Like, all right, let me shut this guy up. He goes, looks at him 3 times, hits him twice, and that was it. He got targeted like 3 times in 5 plays. And that was it. You should understand. You've been a quarterback a long time. You understand tight end is your best friend. Why not look for him? Why not look for him? He's one of the top 5 tight ends in the NFL. Why not look for him? Why not start looking for him? Back to Waldron. Where are the slants that I asked for? Where? Where's the jump ball in the end zone? Oh, you threw it to Keenan Allen when you had a DJ Moore coming across on a crosser, wide open. But where else are the other jump balls? Where? Romadunze, 6'3", with a 38, 39-inch vertical. Keenan Allen, 6'3". I don't know if his vertical is that high. He's older. Where are these plays? Where's the max protect? Where's the run? All these things. Which is exactly why I said keep Justin. Exactly why. Because this is what I was afraid was going to happen. You have all these weapons and you don't know how to use them. All these weapons. It's like having a Ferrari, a Porsche, and don't know how to drive stick. You know what they did? You know what they did? They stopped making Ferraris, Porsches, all those stick. They made them in an automatic because most people don't know how to drive stick. So if you can't drive the car, what good's having a sports car? What's good is a $100,000 car if you can't shift. And this is what we have. We got a $100,000 guy, and he can't get this offense going. Nobody wants. What's the problem? There's an issue. Why are they not connecting with Caleb? And I'll tell you, the thing I feel that some might think he feels a little entitled. Keenan Allen's dropping balls like crazy. What the hell is that about? DJ Moore, his routes aren't as sharp. Why? Because he doesn't throw. Dude, I'm the number 1 guy. Throw me the damn ball. You saw when he had the first catch yesterday. Throw me the effing ball is what he said. I think, and it was clear. You don't have to be able to relive to read that. He said, throw me the fucking ball. He just signed a $110 million contract. You don't think you should be throwing him the goddamn ball? $100 million, the richest contract in Bears history, and you don't throw him the ball? That's Waldron and Caleb. What's the issue with DJ and Caleb? I said it on Friday. There's an issue. What is the issue? We got to find it. I think he just hates Caleb because Caleb feels entitled. NIL, Heisman Trophy winner, all the praise, generational, all the hype, all this, all that. And look, you could be that. That's you. But give me the goddamn ball. I'm the number 1 receiver. And DJ's not going to come out and say it like some receivers. Keep throw me the damn ball. He says it in other ways. Throw me the damn ball. So that's all things, every level. Head coach, offensive coordinator, quarterback, wide receivers. Because DJ Moore, I can tell you, he's not going, his effort level has dropped. Do you blame him? No, he shouldn't. His effort level shouldn't drop. You're getting paid a lot of money. Michael Averhart says, this is the same Caleb that was too arrogant to throw at the combine. Junior, you're right. Allen left DJ to get wasted on a play for not blocking for Moore. Yes. If he hits that block, DJ Moore gets the first down. That's the one we were talking about. He goes in motion. Keenan Allen, you pick up that block, DJ cuts aside your block, first down, period, end of story. Now you're getting guys not wanting to block for each other? Now this has nothing to do with Caleb. That's nothing to do with Caleb. Keenan Allen, that's your guy in your room. That's your teammate. That's your fellow wide receiver. And you're going to do him like that? You're going to do him like that? When you know damn well what this guy's capable of? Just get in front of that dude. DJ cuts inside, first down, and then some. Jason, just don't throw DJ the ball on a naked screen on a 4th and 1. Yeah, they got to block for each other. But they don't give a shit. That's the problem. They don't give a shit. They've turned on their leader. Listen to the way Eberflus talks. Listen. You have to understand and learn how to read people. Some people grew up a certain way where being able to read people was a matter of survival. I was one of them. Growing up a black and Hispanic kid in a predominantly white neighborhood, I had to learn how to understand and read people in a heartbeat. Got chased twice, 3 times maybe, from a St. Lawrence dance. I'm about to get my ass kicked because I was small in my freshman and sophomore year in high school. I was small. Like only 5'8", 5'7", 5'8". Got chased from St. Lawrence. I understand people getting my ass kicked in those neighborhoods, names being called at me, or people you're cool with, and their friends want to start some shit with you. You got to understand that. Listen to the way Coach Eberflus is talking. It's desperate. It's kind of like trying to convince you of something. We got to go back to the process. Just listen and the tone. Yes, Jason, he's lost the locker room. I agree. He's lost the locker room. You got players coming out saying they don't like what's happening in practice. DJ said it as well. You got Jalen Johnson talking about we should have taken a timeout before this. Then you make stupid comments saying that the 13 yards that you gained prior to the Hail Mary didn't matter. Leo, these issues do show up in practice, but you know what? That's the thing. Things don't get corrected. DJ said that as well. They don't get called out. And Kevin Fishbane was right next to him. He said, that doesn't happen. They don't get called out. He said, well, they do. He goes, well, we got to take it up to another level. Because DJ's not going to come out and say it to the media. He's not that kind of guy. But the media, they smell blood, and they're asking him tough questions. They're asking Eberflus tough questions. You heard Lester talk about Coach Eberflus this morning on ESPN 1000, Cap and Hood. Man, Cap went off on him. That's why Eberflus didn't call back when his phone went dead, when the connection issues. That's why he didn't call back. He was grilling him. That was the worst I've ever seen a Chicago person. No, I shouldn't say that. Jay Mariotti was really bad. It was really tough. For words, Leo. I mean, there's blame to go at every level. That's the problem. That's the problem. Every single level. Where do we go from here? Where do we go? I have no idea where we go from here. None. No idea where the fuck we go from here. You can't make the player. I mean, once the player's checked out, they've checked out. I tell you, I remember we had was it Mike Herman? I was waiting with the Chargers. We had Mike Herman. He came in. He went, I'm a Bill Belichick type of guy. And I went along with it for a while. I went along with it. He did something, and he made me do like 10 push-ups just to show he was. I was like, it's fine, that's cool, whatever. By the end of the year, we were done with that dude. He was fired after 1 year. Plank says, thank you. Get off my lawn, Shawn. I'm back to bear down. Good. Bear down, Plank. Jason says, think fuck with that, Shawn. I thought it was just me that felt like that. What are you going to do? No, you and a lot of Bear fans, we feel like this. Because it's evident at every level. Where do we start? Where do we start? Where do we go? And yeah, he made Ryan Poles, let him cook. Well, guess what? That's way too much salt. Way too much salt in that one, buddy. No, you don't unscrew the top and pour the whole salt thing in there. No, you don't do that. Michael says, been a fan since 75, except for 84, 85, 86. This is how it's been for the most part. Yeah, that's why I said, Michael, I don't know when you tuned in. I said, we don't have a history of winning. We don't. Everyone talks about, oh, the glory year. What glory years? Yes, we've won NFL championships. How many of us were alive when the Bears won NFL championships before the Super Bowls were created? How many of us were alive when they won? 63-10, 72-10. How many of us were alive? None of us. We don't have a glorious history. We don't. We have players. We have a slew of players that were great. We don't got great teams. The Gale Sayers and Dick Butkus teams, those teams sucked. Those teams sucked. We don't have a glorious history. We have 85, we have 06, and we had 13. We got to the NFC Championship, or 13, we got to the NFC Championship game and lost to the Packers. That's it. That's it. Shorty, I talked about this the other day. It was crazy. He said, I encourage you, go read up on Muggs Hallis's death and the McCaskies. Yeah, man, they stole this team from Muggs. They stole the team from him. Took it right from under him. '13 was a pop-up. Yeah, that was Cutler, and when they got to the NFC Championship game, and he hurt his knee. So we don't have a glorious history. What history are we talking about? And look at the other franchise, the Steelers. They got 6. The Patriots, they have 6. The Cowboys, I know they've been a joke for the last 30 years, but they've got what, 4 or 5? Or 3 to 4, probably 4 or 5 titles. The Chiefs, 3. No, 4 now. Didn't they win one back in Super Bowl 2? No, 4, something like that. What do we have? Super Bowl 20. That's it. We got the Devin Hester return for the time of the opening kickoff. We have that. We don't have any history. We don't have any winning history. Who's going to come and change it? And everything starts at the top. I don't give a damn if McCaskey wants to get out there. Why are you going out there with the fans? Don't you got enough food? Don't you got enough money? You want to go eat with the fans? These are people who work hard for their money to buy those God blessed PSLs, to get your season tickets. They pay for the PSLs, the personal seat licenses. Then they pay for the season tickets. Then they got to pay for the food, and you want to go eat their food? I think, oh, it's cool. I'm hanging out with the fans. No, you're taking out their goddamn food after you've taken their money. And everyone's like, oh, he's a man of the people. No, he's not a man of the people. He's a cheap bastard. Go eat your own damn food. They give us food in the press box. You're in a box. They give you food. Don't eat outside with the people. Don't take their food. It starts up there. So don't give me this nonsense that we have a glorious history. We ain't got shit for history. Except of coming up short. And as soon as you start putting people, when you get back to getting somebody in there who will not accept mediocrity, then we'll be better. You can say all you want about Ditka. Look at all the coaches we've had who've in our Chicago sports history. All these guys were dictators. Some more in your face than others. Ditka, dictator. Guillen, dictator. Quinville, dictator. Madden, dictator. Although Madden was more, maybe smoke some weed, but you didn't go against Joe Madden. That's for damn sure. You didn't go against Joe Madden. Phil Jackson, you didn't go against Phil Jackson. Mad respect for him. Look at these are the type of guys who don't accept mediocrity. Keep getting these nice guys. Keep doing that. We're going to keep being in hell. In sports hell. Baseball hell. Football hell. Basketball hell. Soccer hell. Hockey hell. Yes, we so bad it needed Harbaugh. Harbaugh would have been the perfect fit. They want a football guy with no football. They want a football guy they can control. That's why they keep getting these youngsters, these newbies. Put your ego aside, Ryan Poles, and go get somebody who knows more football than you. Go get somebody go get a head coach that knows more football than you. That's the coach you want. The one who holds people accountable. The one who's not going to say, well, we talked to Tyreek and, we're going to handle that internally. No, Tyreek's not playing this week. Next question. No more questions. I'm not answering any more questions. He's not starting this week. End of story. Would you let the players run the inmates run the asylum? This is what you got. It's just like the players run the asylum and the boss's boss run it. So you got the players and the general manager want to run it and not the head coach. That's the issue. But our head coach can't run it because they're having all these goddamn meetings. What are you meeting about? What are we meeting about? You shouldn't have to have meetings. Coach me harder. What? What kind of nonsense is that? You got me fired up this morning, baby. Fired up. Listen, 2 hours is come and gone. Man, that was crazy. I want to thank my guest, Lester Wiltfong Jr., for coming on, talking Bears football with me. All right. We're going to replay this at 6. At 12:15, you got Sid and Lakina, Second City Sports. And they will take you on another 2-hour tour of Chicago sports. Guys, have a phenomenal day. I got to go pick up the warden from CrossFit. And listen, make sure you tell your loved ones you love them. All right, tomorrow's promise to no one. A good friend of mine just lost his dad recently. And Jeff, big shout out to Jeff Kasmer. Thoughts and prayers. My condolences go to you and your family. All right. Tomorrow's promise to nobody. All right, guys, have a phenomenal day. Man, let's try and get through this. It's going to be a tough one, but we will together. All right. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Folks, I am out.